Many of you know I was poor in English, and if you had not known this before, I want to tell you that I was actually poor with English. I've worked very hard on improving myself. Earlier, my story was such that I could barely speak one sentence in English without making a mistake or without making several mistakes. I was hesitant, I had very low confidence. I was scared of scenarios where I had to speak, even open my mouth in my school, because I was suddenly moved from a very average school of my city to a very good school of my city. Now, that's a separate story. I am gonna take a dive into it, but for now, I just want you to know that why I improved English was because this was something that had around then become a purpose of my life. Yes, I am not over exaggerating. I am not unnecessarily adding words. I really do mean it. This actually did become my purpose of life around then because everything else was sorted. I was getting food to eat. I had a roof to live under. I had my parents' support and everything. But what was lacking actually in my life was my ability to communicate with people. I was hesitant, and I was hesitant not because I was otherwise a shy person or I was embarrassed in front of people. No, my shyness was derived from the factor that I did not know how to converse in English. And my new environment, when I was in class 7th when I was moved from one school to another, and my environment had completely taken I will not say 360-degree shift because that will take me to the same point, 180-degree shift. So yes, everything in my life had changed, and now learning to speak had become a priority because how would you survive otherwise if you don't know how to speak and everybody around you is speaking in English, which actually did help me a lot. But the initial courage had to come from my heart. Fast forward to this day, I am actually known for my speaking skills, and not just that, I teach thousands of people how to speak in English through my courses, and I help millions of people through my YouTube channel, through my Instagram handle. I make hundreds of videos every year, hundreds, I'll not say thousands, but yeah, for sure hundreds of videos where I touch this topic in some way or the other. The biggest lesson from my story is that if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now, I've got 3 strategies for you that helped me overcome this predicament. So this is like the soul of this video, one of the most important things that I have to mention to you. I focused on my problem area. My problem was I am not able to speak English. My problem was not that I do not understand grammar, or I do not know prepositions, or I did not know direct indirect speech, or I do not know how to construct sentences and 10,000 other things that are there to learning a language. My problem was not that. My problem was simple. I was unable to speak the language. And it was mostly because of my confidence. It was mostly because of my hesitation, my courage. So I focused all my energy onto the area that was actually creating the problem for me. And my problem was my courage, discipline, my confidence. And that is what I started to work on. So in short, just start speaking the language, learn structure on the way. Because structure is infinite, you can really never learn everything. There's so many exceptions to this language that no matter how hard you try, you can really never say that I know all of English. Nobody knows English entirely. It's impossible to know English or any language for that matter entirely. It's not possible. Okay, so learn the structure on the way. Focus all your energy on just speaking the language, whatever little bit you know. The rest is gonna develop on the way. Rest is just a matter of time. Just a matter of time, you're gonna learn it. If I can do it, you can do it. Next thing that I used to do when I was going through this was my second strategy was that I would proactively practice. By proactive practice, I mean, and don't think I'm crazy, I'm not. Not in this way, maybe in some other way, but not in this way. I'm pretty sane. What I used to do was I would stand in front of the mirror. So there's a mirror right here. I would stand in front of the mirror and talk to myself. Even if I was not standing in front of the mirror in my room, I would just speak to myself. Just anything. I would just make up stories. Believe me, look at my face, I'm not lying. Look at my face. I'm actually looking into your eyes right now and telling you I used to do this a lot. I used to speak to myself like, seriously, people, if somebody would put their ears to my room's walls, they would think I'm crazy because it's just one single person in the room and speaking. And I was that person. If you're not practicing proactively, if you're not talking to yourself, you are just waiting for others to talk to you, right? And there's a lot of discomfort in that. When you do not understand a language or you do not know how to speak in that language, what happens is that when somebody suddenly comes up to you and speaks to you in that language, you start mumbling. Your language stammers. You start stammering. Okay. Now, to avoid that, why should we always go through trouble to learn something new? If it is easy, if something is easy, why not do it? Talking to somebody else is more difficult than talking to yourself. And this was my principle. I spoke so much to myself that if somebody else would come up to me, I had already gotten habitual of speaking this language. So it wouldn't be such a big issue in that moment. I would be able to handle it. So you get the idea, right? I was just making my mind get accustomed to speaking English. And I did it well. I did it a lot. I spoke a lot to myself. So it's just simple. If something can be done without taking too much discomfort, without taking too much trouble, let's just do it the simple way. Let's just do it with ourselves rather than involving other people into it. Now, let's talk about point number 3, which is the last one on the list, but is crazy good. The thing is that it's not just about speaking a language. Why? And you're free to say, no ma'am, we don't like you. It's okay. You can just let me know. It's all right. It's okay. It will not impact my confidence at all. Why people like me or like my language is not just because of my fluency in English. No, it's not about fluency. It's about the style. It's about how I say things rather than what I say. How I'm framing my sentences. How am I taking pauses? The cadence that is involved. Cadence, you understand? Music. The musical way of saying things. When you talk in a manner as if you're singing, okay, there is bounce to your volume. There's bounce to your sound. Sometimes there are highs, sometimes there are lows. And you modulate your voice in a way that the other person who's listening to you is actually enjoying your speech, enjoying your dialogue. Okay, so this is what I tried to inculcate in my language while I was trying to be fluent. I speak with pauses. I do not use filler words. I don't like filler words. What are filler words? Basically, these are unnecessary words. These are crutch words. You just use them to fill pauses because you're uncomfortable with pauses. And in my case, I'm not uncomfortable with pauses. This is not something that comes naturally to me. I have developed it over time. It's not just about speaking with fluency. It's about speaking in a manner that you are understood. Your point is clear. Communication is clear. The other person feels comfortable in your presence. There is sweetness to your tone. There is sweetness. There's respect in your voice. I am very, very careful when I speak. I'm very respectful to others. A part of it comes from the place where I come from, Lucknow. It's very, very well known for its respect and manners. So yes, that does play a role. That has really helped me. My parents speak in a very sweet way, because of which I've learned it from them. So yeah, that has helped. I love the way I'm so articulate with my words. Every single word coming out of my mouth, you will be able to hear absolute clear pronunciation because I make sure I do it that way. So that's all about it. It's been so long I shot a video like this. I'm so happy I did this one today. It was exciting. I spoke from my heart. I really hope it reached your heart. I hope you learned something with me today. And if you did, you know what you have to do? You have to let me know in the comments. Tell me about the last time somebody mocked you for your wrong English. I will see you in my next video. We're going to talk about something nice yet again. Till then, you take care of yourself. Bye bye. Share this video with at least 2 people. Okay? Go and share it with at least 2 people. And I'm just gonna go now. I don't know. Bye.